morning. Pardon the way I look. This eagle is been in very, very bad shape, and this is around the clock care. This is a little bit before sunrise, and we're going to give him another feeding. And so here he is. I came out a little bit earlier, and I put a rabbit carcass out for him to see if he could pull his own food yet, but he can't. So I've got to hand feed him again. Here we go. Didn't digest some of this stuff.
He didn't?
I'll just move some of it down for him. No, I guess that was mostly air. He's one very sick kid. Yes, you are. Okay, let's get to see him. You are one very sick baby. Here we go. Yeah, when in this kind of a situation, you just give them a lot of very, very small meals so that they can digest everything. And again, we've got the fluids, the medication, electrolytes, plus a very high protein, high vitamin paste food supplement that we add to this as well. High calorie. Poor thing. Okay. There you go. Okay. We're going down, okay. And this is these are mice cut in half, which is about the right size for him to swallow as a single piece without too much effort. There we go. There's my baby. Okay. Boy, I hate it when they won't fight with me. Or one really sick little boy. There we go. One very sick baby. Okay, good. There you go. Good pretty boy. Yeah, get it swallowed down. There you go. Our last piece for this feeding. Okay. There we go, little one. Oh no, you're feeling pretty awful. You're feeling pretty awful. Yes, you are. Gonna make sure we work it down there. Yes, we do. Making sure we get it worked down there. Okay, little boy. We're just gonna set you back and let you rest some more. If you feel up to it, we got that rabbit carcass, but I don't think you're gonna touch that. I really don't. I thought you had a headache and was going to stay down.
Yeah, don't need that on
I love
video.
you. You are so dedicated. That is a lice. That's a feather lice that eagles have.
There, you got it?
I think I got it off. Yep. Hi, sweetie. We're going to have to spray you for lice, too. That's the first one we've seen. Okay. That's the first lice we've seen, sweetie.
So he hasn't eaten any of the rabbit?
No, he hasn't eaten anything. This is his third feeding for the day. So I'm keeping him fed. He's getting a little bit stronger. There you go. Swallow it down, sweetie.
He's got mutes stuck to his tail feathers. Is that because he's not standing up?
Yes. I'd wash him off, but we don't want to get him wet. I don't want to chill him.
Not until he gains his strength.
Yeah. There you go. You're doing very good, sweetheart. There's my boy. That one goes a little bit faster, huh?
He's swallowing a little better.
Swallowing a little bit better. Okay. Here you go, sweetie. There you go. There you go, baby. Yeah.
Around this other way. Ouch.
Watch your busy. There you go. There's another one. Such a good boy. Yes, you are. Taking it down. There we go. Meals are going a little bit faster. You're swallowing a little bit better. You're still a very sick little kid. You are. But I don't care. We're going to keep you and make you all healthy and then put you back in the wild where you belong, my sweet little boy. Yes, you are. You're such a pretty little thing. Okay. Yeah, good boy. Just going down. You're going down, sweetie. Here's my boy. You're all right. Okay. Little tiny improvements, but he's still got a long ways to go. Okay. Hey, kiddo, how are you doing this morning? Are you going to run away from me? That's a good sign.
That's improvement.
That is improvement. From unconscious to starting to walk away. Oh, there's one. Okay. Are you going to fight with me a little bit? Make it hard to get this in?
Let me get on this side of you. The light's going.
Are you going to do that? Come here, sweetie. Let me get this in. Okay, everything's empty in your crop. Almost. There you go, sweetie.
this is his third day with us.
Yes, third day.
So for 2 days he didn't even walk away from you.
No, he's getting better. It's a very slow process. He was unconscious when he came in. He couldn't. Slow it down, sweetie. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Good boy. What a good baby. And we just have to keep doing this 3-4 times a day until he is strong enough to start feeding himself. There we go. There's my baby. Okay.
Do you want him to turn it a little bit?
Well, my table's right here, see?
Okay.
There we go. Still has a hard time swallowing, but he still very, very weak, but he is swallowing. There's my baby. Yeah, I'm surprised you're still alive, kiddo. You've had a really, really rough time of it. But you're getting there. You're getting there. One more piece. I'll call it good for the day, or for this feeding anyway. Good. Okay. Now our little one. This is my book, Healer of Angels. This is 40 years of wildlife rescue stories and the wisdom of grandparents. What's even more important than me autographing the books is that you get my eagle's autograph as well. And the profits really help us feed the sick, injured, and orphaned wildlife that we care for. Okay, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you can see through the chamber right there, but we've got a nice big female golden eagle. She came in starving to death. Virtually unconscious, unable to swallow. She was on the absolute verge of death, and she has been with us about a month and a half. She's doing very, very well. She's flying back and forth across the chamber. She's had a very, very big breakfast, and she's been eating lots and lots of food. It is time to put her back in the wild. So I get the fun job of going in and catching that big wild eagle, and so we'll start doing that. Hi, sweetie. Isn't she beautiful? And it's always so neat to get them put back in the wild where they belong. And this is a young one. This is one from that would have hatched about the end of March. and would have been on its own by mid-July. So we're pretty much ready to go. She's been very quiet and very calm, but I don't think that's going to last very long unless, let's see, nope, that's not going to last. So I better do this. Hi, big girl. Okay. There's my girl. Big pretty girl. 1, 2 feet. Oh, you weigh a ton. That's great. You are one big heavy girl.
Like her crop is still full.
Yeah, that's
Looks like it's bulging.
from her breakfast right there. Lots and lots of food in there. And so she is in very good condition. I bet she's up around 13 pounds. And so we're really pleased with that. What a beautiful girl you are.
Yeah, I can see that crop is just bulging.
Yeah,
She's not going to want to fly. She's going to want to sit.
But that's okay. It's always a good day when I can put an eagle back in the wild. It always makes it a really wonderful day. Yes, it does. And you have just had so much food there, kiddo. We love that. Yes, we do. Okay, let's get you hooded and let's get on our way. In fact,
Buggy one?
yeah, I just found a lice, so.
That was
What?
the one that came in unconscious with feather lice.
Yep, so let's give this one a little spray of lice spray before we turn her loose. Okay. Let me grab the spray real quick. Oh, you were nice and strong. Good girl. Okay. Here we go. A little parting gift so that you'll be kind of bug free. This is a hood. This goes over her eyes so she doesn't get too frightened when we're transporting her. And let's do a little bug spray, shall we? So that you leave nice and clean. In fact, there's a bug right there. Now these lice are host specific, which basically means human lice will not infect eagles, and eagle lice will not infest humans, but they are really an ugly, disgusting bug. And so they feed on the dander from the feathers, is what they feed on. And so for most cases, they're pretty harmless, but you can see how big that one is.
People will be thrilled.
Yep. They're pretty much harmless, but they're kind of disgusting to have to deal with. So,
Oh boy, they have hard bodies.
they're really hard to kill. But this will allow her to start her new life pretty much bug-free, parasite-free, so that's a good thing. Oh, you do weigh a ton. She is just huge. There's my lady. Okay. There you go. She'll just stay right there. Don't get any bugs on me.
Feeling creepy crawly, are you?
Oh yeah, you always feel creepy crawly. But that's okay. That's just a real small price to pay to want to help these animals. But I think I've got them all knocked off. She wasn't too buggy. I've had them a lot worse than that. Well, let's get going. All about the dog. Now, for those of you that were at the Parowan Gap with me this morning, you saw Scout. She's much bigger than Scout. Scout was big. Scout's a big male. Female's about a third larger. And so she's even bigger. And the most dangerous thing I could possibly do is reach in a box and pull a wild eagle out of a contained box. And the reason that's so dangerous is they have a very strong fight or flight instinct, which basically means if they can't get away, they attack. And so inside the box is far more dangerous than it is once I get her out. And so I have to be very, very quick. So it looks like I reach in there and I rip her out of the box. I'm not being mean. It's for her safety and for my safety. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay.
Is she strong enough to pick up a small dog?
No.
She is strong enough to pick up a dog that weighs 2 pounds.
But as full as she is now, she couldn't.
Yeah, right now she'll hardly be able to get herself off the ground.
Glad I don't have chihuahuas out here.
Okay. And here's our big girl. And this is kind of bad because her back is to me, and I have to get her feet. That's the most important thing.
Get out of your way.
And so I need to find both feet, and I need to grab them at the same time.
Gloves. He doesn't. He has to be able to feel to grab the feet. And the gloves make it awkward. He uses gloves for a lot of things.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that a big girl?
Wow.
Hey, what's that on her head?
That's called a hood. And the purpose for the hood is they have really, really good eyesight. And when we transport them, a lot of movement terrifies them. And so I can put the hood over her eyes so she can't see, and then then all the movement doesn't frighten her. So that's kind of her stress protection.
I see her gloves.
Hey, sweetie.
I need to see you
The hood's almost too small for you. You're so big. This is one really big girl. She's very, very strong. Now, birds don't have stomachs like you and I. They have a crop. And they have a gizzard. The gizzard's a relatively small muzzle that grinds up the food, but the crop is where the food is stored. And the crop is right here. And you see, it's right here. It's about as big as a softball. And that's where all of her food is that she took today. So that's a huge crop of food. Now, this little gal right now, to be honest with you, she could go 3 weeks or more without eating. She's had so much food. And so that gives her a really good opportunity to survive. Does that make sense before we release them? Now, we can tell this is a young golden eagle because the young eagles have brown eyes. Now, those of you that were at the program at the Parowan Gap saw my golden eagle has yellow eyes. And they get the yellow eyes when they're 5 years old. And so this is a young one. And the young ones also have a white band right here in the tail. And at 5 years old, they lose the white band. So we know that she's a young one, and she's got even bigger feet. Yeah, bigger and actually more deadly feet than Scout had, the eagle that I had out this morning. And these talons literally would drive those things through my hand and crush the bones of my hand. So we have to be very, very careful with her to make sure that I don't get grabbed, because my next stop would be the hospital. A good 6 foot plus wingspan, and her wings are perfect. And right now she's acting calm because she's frightened. Does that make sense? And she's basically sitting there going, please don't eat me. But if she had got any inkling at all that she could escape, she would try to bite my face and run. And so that's kind of why I decided I'm going to release this one myself. At her size and her strength, the truth of the matter is, it'd be very hard if she decided to fight with somebody, that they would come out of the fight uninjured. And they'll literally, like her right now, she is so fat right now and so heavy that if she was on the highway, she'd have a very hard time getting off the ground. And so when you're driving down the highways, guys, it's very important. You see some big birds off in the distance on the road, slow down. I've literally had to come to a stop and let the eagles walk off the road because they've had too much breakfast. And so when you see birds on the road, please slow down. Give them an opportunity to get off the road. That's really, really important.
Now, when it gets cooler here and it gets snowier, will she grow another layer of feathers, or
No.
how will she protect herself? No, this is all the feathers that she's going to have. And to be honest with you, she does very, very well if the temperature's below 70. When the temperature starts to get warm, what these eagles will do is they'll ride the cursor right there up, and they'll go to 30,000 feet to stay cool. So at 40 below zero, she's fine. At 80 degrees, we have to watch her real carefully to make sure she doesn't overheat. So it's the heat that's the issue and not the cold.
I feel like I'm walking drunk.
Yes, sweetie. Oh, I know you want to go. Are we ready, guys? Everybody got your cameras ready? Okay, let me get right here. Okay. You ready, sweetheart, to go back to the wild? Ready, Sue?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.